Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you very much for joining us today. So we continue with Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th Canto, 67th chapter. We seek the blessings of Radha and Krishna, Krishna Balaram, Gauritai, Srila Prabhupada, Gurudev, in order to continue and also seek your good wishes and your blessings. Very important to always get the blessings of the devotees. So this is 27th verse of the 67th chapter.
Jaya Sabdo Namah Sabda Sadhu Sadhaviti Chambare Surasida Munindranam Ashit Kushama Varshinam. Translation: In the heavens, the demigods, perfect mystics, and great sages cried out, "Victory to you, obeisance to you, excellent, well done," and showered flowers upon the Lord.
So this is chapter is about Balaram slaying the Dvivida gorilla. This chapter describes how Lord Baladev enjoyed the company of the young girls of Braj on Raivatak mountain and killed the ape Dvivida there. So the glorious Parikshit said, rather, I wish to hear further about Sri Balaram, the unlimited and immeasurable Supreme Lord, whose activities are all astounding. So he heard yesterday or the day before about Lord Balaram's activities in Vrindavan. What else did he do? Sukadev Goswami said, there was an ape named Vivida who was a friend of Narakasura. And this powerful Dvivida, the brother of Mainda, had been instructed by King Sugriv. So this is, Dvivida was living for a very, very long time, millions of years, because he was there at the time when Lord Ramachandra was there. And he was guided by Sugriv how to serve Lord Ramachandra. But unfortunately, although Dvivida served Lord Ramachandra, he was a little offensive to Lord Rama's younger brother, Lakshman. And that offensive behavior resulted in an unfortunate situation for Dvivida. He took association of demons, and instead of perfecting his life, he became a demoniac character. To avenge the death of his friend Narak, because Narakasura was killed by the Supreme Lord, the ape Dvivida ravaged the land, setting fires that burned cities, villages, mines, cowherd dwellings. So once he set fire to the homes of the cowherd men and women, devastated Lord Krishna's province of Anartha, and flooded coastal lands by churning the ocean's water with his mighty arms. The wicked ape threw down the trees in the ashrams of great sages and even contaminated their sacrificial fires. He kidnapped men and women and imprisoned them in mountain caves, which he sealed off with boulders. After thus disrupting the entire land and polluting many young women of respectable families, Dvivida came upon Raivatak mountain, where he found Lord Balaram enjoying in the company of attractive women. The ape climbed a tree and then revealed his presence by shaking the trees and making the sound Kalikala. When Lord Balaram's consort saw the ape's impudence, his crazy behavior, they began to laugh. Even as Lord Balaram looked on, Dvivida insulted the girls by making odd gestures with his eyebrows, coming right in front of them and showing them his private parts. Angered, Lord Balaram hurled a rock at him, but the cunning ape dodged the rock and grabbed the Lord's pot of liquor, further infuriating Lord Balaram by laughing and ridiculing him. Wicked Dvida then broke the pot and offended the Lord even more by pulling at the girl's clothing. Thus, the powerful ape, puffed up with false pride, continued to insult Sri Balaram. Balaram saw the ape's rude behavior and thought of the disruptions he had created in the surrounding kingdoms. Thus, the Lord angrily took up his club and his plow weapon, having decided to put his enemy to death. Dvivida also came forward to do battle. So he was so puffed up, he thought he could fight with Balaram, who is none other than Lakshman. So his enmity towards the first expansion of the Lord continued. Uprooting a sala tree with one hand, he rushed towards Balaram and struck him on the head with the tree trunk. But Lord Sankarasan remained as motionless as a mountain, simply grabbed the log as it fell upon his head. He then struck Veda with his club named Sunanda. Struck on the skull by the Lord's club, Veda became brilliantly decorated by the outpouring of blood. Ignoring the wound, Veda uprooted another tree, stripped it of leaves by brute force, and struck the Lord again. Now enraged, Lord Balaram shattered the tree, upon which Dvida grabbed yet another tree and furiously hit the Lord again. This tree too, the Lord smashed up. So this is Lord Balaram giving Dvida a hard time. Thus fighting the Lord, who again and again demolished the trees he was attacked with, Dvida kept on uprooting trees from all sides until the forest was left treeless. The angry ape then released a rain of stones upon Lord Balaram, but the wielder of the club easily pulverized them all. Dvivida, the most powerful of apes, now clenched his fists at the end of his palm tree-sized arms. He was strong. Came before Lord Balaram and beat his fist against the Lord's body. The furious Lord of the Yadavs then threw aside his club and plow, and with his bare hands hammered a blow upon Dvivida's collarbone. The ape collapsed, vomiting blood. When he fell, Bravatak mountain shook, along with its cliffs and trees, like a wind-tossed boat at sea. In the heavens, the demigods, perfect mystics, and great sages cried out, "Victory to you, obeisances to you, excellent, well done," and showered flowers upon the Lord. Thus, having killed Dvivida, who had disturbed the whole world, the Supreme Lord returned to his capital as a people along the way chanted his glories. So this is the end of chapter 67, again showing how bad association can really impact our behavior and offensive mentality as well, especially considering that Balaram or Lakshmana are ordinary personalities. They're not. They're supreme personalities of Godhead, very extraordinary, whom we should worship. So, any questions or any comments? So, is Madhusudan Prabhu with us?
I will read it if it's okay.
Okay, go for it.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Canto 10, chapter 67. This chapter reveals the outcome of bad association and disrespecting of great personalities. In the purport, Srila Jiva Goswami points out some interesting facts about the 8 Dvida. Although Dvida was an associate of Lord Ramachandra, he later became corrupted by bad association with the demon Naraka. As stated here, Naraka's Narakasha Sakha. The bad association was the reaction for an offense Dvida had committed when, being proud of his strength, he disrespected Lord Ramachandra's brother Lakshman and others. He also lived up to his extremely ape behavior, even to the point of trying to kill Lord Balaram. Maybe King Kong was his descendant.
Very good. Thank you. Riyansh, did you want to say something?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhuji, in Ramayana, I heard that Dvivida was a devotee of Lakshman, but now in Krishna Leela, he could not recognize Balaram as Lakshman.
He served Ram, but he felt that Lakshman was not the supreme. You know, he felt Lakshman was inferior. And so he insulted Lakshman during the time of Lord Ramachandra's pastimes. And that insult led to him being offensive to one, Lakshman, but now to Lord Balaram. And also it led to him having this bad association of Narakasura and then fighting Lakshman. So this is the example of, like it's saying in this, the instruction, disrespecting great personalities and having bad association. Is that okay, Riyansh?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Okay, anybody else? Any comments or questions? Otherwise, we can go.
Prabhuji.
Yes.
Another personality living in two different yugas.
Yeah.
Chamavan, now Dvivida.
Yeah. And yeah, and both of them non-human.
Yes.
Very interesting.
I think that could be in this yuga as well, somewhere.
Sorry?
Do you think they could be in this yuga as well?
Not Dvavida, but who was the other one? Jambavan. Jambavan might, yeah, Jambavan probably still
because
is.
he hasn't been killed back.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah. No, thank you for that observation, Karuna. Hare Krishna. Okay, so let's go to the Srimad Bhagavatam ki